Hello everyone, welcome to Sharmit. In this session, we are going to talk about another very important property for border, that is border block. So in this session, we will discuss what is border block property, why do we need border block property, what are the advantages of using border block property, and we will also try different methods or ways to apply the border block property. Different values. Okay, so by the end of this session we will be able to answer all these questions, but before we proceed with the session, I would like to recommend you to please go and check out the previously released sessions first, because they all are in proper sequence and sync. So if you follow them sequentially, then it would be much more easier for you to understand the ongoing topic. Okay, because for now we are just mainly focusing on the border block property, but prior to that you should know about other properties as well, right? Like what is border, how we apply border, or how to write CSS, how to write HTML. So if you know about these things, then it would be much easier for you to understand the ongoing topic. Okay, so now what we will do here, firstly I'll quickly walk you through the code. And here you can see the code is very simple and straightforward. We have just noted down one heading that shows CSS Cascading Style Sheets by Sharmit, and there is one title in the head section. So if you save this code, refresh your browser, you will see that one heading is coming here, CSS Cascading Style Sheets by Sharmit, and there is one title, Sharmit. Okay, fine. Now what next? I'll put one heading here. So I'll just write here H2, and in H2 we will write today's main topic name, that is border block property in CSS. Now you can save it and refresh it. So once you refresh it, you will see that border block property in CSS is populated on the browser. Okay, fine. So this is the one thing. Now to explain this property, what I will do, I'll create one div. On that div we will apply the border, and then I'll tell you how we can use this border block property. Okay, so let's quickly create the div. So to create the div, we will use div element here. I'll just edit div element. Here we will specify ID, which shows box, ID as box. So whenever you want to access this ID, you will use this term box with capital B itself. Why? Because this is a case sensitive thing. If you are writing something with a capital B, so at the time of accessing it, it should be with capital B only, otherwise it won't work. Okay, so we have added the div. Now it's time to apply some CSS. Now to apply the CSS, you can use any value, right? Any method like internal, inline, external. It will work for all, but for this example I'm going to use the value, the method that is inline, internal CSS. Okay, so to use the internal CSS, you just need to write here style. Okay, in style tag we will apply the basic property by using the selector, and we all know that we are using ID as ID with a div. So to access this ID we will use hash symbol. Here we will write the ID, that is box, then opening and curly braces, and here we will apply the properties. So let's quickly apply the property as width. In width we will put 900 pixels. Then we will set the height. In height we will put 600 pixels. Then save it, and it's time to apply some property. But before we write other properties, let me tell you the definition first, and then one by one we will discuss the example. So the definition, if someone asks you what is border block property, so you can simply say that border block property is a shorthand property for three properties, that is border block width, border block style, and border block color. Okay, don't make it complex for you. You just need to remember one thing, that it is a combination of width, style, and color. That's it. Okay, fine. Now here in this property, if the values of color or width are omitted, then only the default values will be used. So let's say if you are not providing any color, it will come with a black color. If you are not providing any width, it would come with a 1 pixel. Okay, so you can simply say that border block property is very similar to CSS property border, but border block properties dependent on block direction. That means it will show the border only in that block direction. Now what is this? Okay, so let's say if I'll tell you this thing practically because that would make more impact. Okay, so let's say I want to create one, like div is already created, I want to apply some border to it. So what we can do here, we can use style, border style, right? So we can write here border style, okay, and solid, save it, refresh it, so you can see it is coming like this. Similarly, we can apply the border width. So here I'll write border width as 20 pixel, and then we can simply set the border color. Let's say if you want to apply the color as well, so here I can apply the color, save it, refresh it, so it is coming like this. Okay, now what we can do, instead of writing these three things, but like I want to apply this thing but in a block direction. Block direction means it will show border only on the top and bottom, not on left and right side. So, and it will also help us to reduce the lines of code. So let's say I want to, I'll comment this out for you. Okay, and now we will use the border block property. Don't worry, I'll firstly write the code and I'll explain you. Border block, here we will apply 5 pixel solid, not 5, 20 pixel solid black or blue. Save it, refresh it. So now you can see border is coming but only in the top and bottom, not in the left or right. So this is very important thing. In border block property, it will show border only on the top and bottom, not on left and right, because it is coming in a block direction. Now what is the advantage of this? The advantage is, suppose we have some paragraph here in this div where I am writing, let me show it. Let's say we have paragraph. Okay, in this paragraph we write this is the sample text for the div. So I have just noted down this thing. Okay, now right now it is coming like this. Suppose we change the writing mode vertically. Let me show you how. If we make it as a writing mode as vertical RL, right to left, and refresh it, so you can see now border is also changed along with the text. Okay, so this can only be achieved through border block property. If it is not clear, let me show you again. If we are writing border block like this, okay, we are using border block which shows the border on top and bottom, and here the text is written from left to right. But for client requirement, let's say if change the thing and we make it as writing mode as vertical RL, which is from right to left. If we save it, refresh it, so you can see now text is vertical, means top to bottom, but border will also change according to the requirement. So this is the advantage of using border block property. Clear? So with this thing you can easily use the border block property. Now like there are many things that you can do, like we can achieve this thing with border left, border right as well, but we are not discussing that thing right now because otherwise it would be bit complex for you. So just remember only few things. The first thing is border block property applies the border in block direction. That means a border will come on only on top and bottom. Second thing, the advantage of border block property is that if you are changing the writing mode from any from right to left or from any direction to any direction, in that case border will also be changed according to the requirement. If you are doing it with left or right, it won't change. Let me show you that quickly. So let's say we comment this thing. Okay, here I'll write this thing. Okay, so here let's say we apply border top solid 5 pixels solid. Okay, 5 px solid. Similarly we will apply border bottom 5px solid, save it, refresh it. So border is coming like this. But in this case, if I change writing mode, you will see writing mode is horizontal, vertical RL, save it, refresh it. So text is changed, but border is still on bottom, on top on bottom. So this is a disadvantage. Why? Because if we have changed the text, the border should also change, but here it is not happening. Why? Because we are not using the border block. But in case of border block, it will also change as per the requirement. Okay, so I hope now this part is clear to all of you, that why do we use border block. If someone asks you, you can say that it's a kind of shorthand property through which we can apply three properties together. That is, what all properties we can apply here? We can apply here like we can apply simply the style, width and color together. And also one advantage is that here in this case, like we don't need to like if we are using this thing, then along with the text, border will also change if you are changing the writing mode. Okay, so yeah, that's all for today. In the next session we will discuss few more things. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.